Hi, let's write quadratic equations for parabolas if we're given the vertex. Now this is going to be like number 4 and 5 on the worksheet A48. So you need to think if you're given the vertex of a parabola, then that is easiest to see if you're looking at vertex form. So remember, the vertex form of a parabola is y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So you want to take the information you've got, and if you know the vertex is 5, 3, then it should look like y equals x minus 5 squared plus 3. The problem is that you're missing a. So you've got to figure out, how do I find a? Well, that's the point of the 0, 8. I always have to give you one extra point on the parabola. So if you take this point and plug it in, then I can say y is 8, a is what I don't know, x is 0, and this will allow me to solve for a. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to say a times 0 minus 5 is negative 5, squared is positive 25, plus 3. So I'm going to clean that up just a little bit and go, oh, well, that's just 25a plus 3. Now, how do you solve that for a? Subtract 3 from both sides, so 8 minus 3 is 5. Divide both sides by 25, so a is 5 over 25, which is equal to 1/5. Now, you can say y equals a, which I now know is 1/5, times x minus 5 squared plus 3. All right, if it asks you to leave it in vertex form, you are done. A lot of times I'll ask you to rewrite from vertex form back to standard form. So if I ask you to go to standard form, and I may or may not ask you to do this, so you'll just have to read the instructions. Remember, standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. So what you need to do is we need to follow the order of operations here, which would be to square first. Do you remember squaring x minus 5 quickly is square the first. Since there's a minus sign here, there's a minus sign here. First times second's 5x doubled. Square the second will always be positive. Order of operations says that you should now distribute here. So it's going to be 1/5 x squared. And then 1/5 of negative 10 is negative 2x. 1/5 of 25 is positive 5 plus 3 at the end. So the standard form is y equals 1/5 x squared minus 2x plus 8. So there is the equation in both vertex form and standard form. Just read the question, because if it doesn't specify that you go to standard form, then you can just leave it in vertex form. So if we do another one exactly like that, again, you want to start and say vertex form would be x here minus a negative 1 or plus 1 squared, and not plus k but minus k, so minus 4. So what's the problem? Why isn't that good enough? Because you're missing your a value. Well, how do you find the a value? That's what this other point on the parabola is for. So 10 goes in for y, 1 goes in for x. Let me start to work this out. So here, guys, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4, times a is 4a. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the right order now to make it easier to deal with. Add 4 to both sides. Divide by 4. 14 over 4 should be reduced to 7 over 2. Now, finish this vertex form. So y equals a times x plus 1 squared minus 4. If it doesn't specify to go to standard form, then you can stop right where you are. If it says go to standard form, then we start working out order of operations. So from here, I'd have to say y equals 7 over 2. I need to square the x plus 1 squared. So first squared, first times second is 1x and double it. Second squared is 1. Now distribute. So 7 over 2 times x squared. Guys, 7 over 2 times 2 is just 7x. And then 7 over 2 times 1 is 7 over 2. Uh-oh. Minus 4. Let me write that as minus 8 over 2 so I can add those more easily. So y equals 7 over 2x squared plus 7x minus 1 over 2. So guys, I've actually showed you two things here. How to write the equation of the parabola and also how to rewrite from vertex form into standard form. So there's two things that we're working on here. All right, let's try again. On these, we will stop in the vertex form because that's the main thing I want you to practice right now. You're going to see more of the other. So y equals a, which I don't know. Since the vertex is 0, 6, it's going to be x minus 0 squared plus 6. All right, we'll make that easier. X minus 0 squared is just x squared plus 6. So let's make it easier to plug in. You're missing a. What do you do to find a? Plug in the extra point. So 5 equals a times negative 2 squared plus 6. Just plugging in 5 for y, negative 2 for x. Negative 2 squared is 4, times a is 4a. Subtract 6 from both sides. A is negative 1/4. Go ahead and write the complete form. So y equals a x squared. So I don't need that parentheses. I was about to say x minus 0 squared, but I don't need that. Let me just write x squared plus 6, and I'm done. And by the way, guys, if I did say rewrite that in standard form, this already is in standard form. So on that one, the standard form and the vertex form match. So you don't have any extra work to do. I'm going to leave example number 4. If you need to ask me about that, then we'll do it together. If not, you're ready to roll. And let me remind you, I want you to stop right now and do problems 4 and 5 on the A48 worksheet.